I literally cannot believe it. I'm going to cage them off today. I love leeks, and I've only got 3. And also, you can see this failure, the garlic bed. The ground is not ready. It's like soil erosion. I did grow the my tobacco in here last year, but when I water, it just runs off. So I think that's called like soil erosion. As you can see, failed crops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully transplant what's still growing of the garlic, and I'm going to go and transplant them over to my onions and roots bed, which is at the back here, where the soil is much more moisture absorbent and can uptake the nutrients and everything like that. Because these seem to be growing okay, although we're having nibbles on these too, so at the moment I'm not too sure. Again, I'm going to have to do a bit more weeding today. I need to ensure to keep the grass down because of the slugs. I turned over the soil over here purely because obviously I want the ground to soak up the moisture when it rains rather than running off my plot. As you can see, it's kind of raised. This is my absolute best growing bed, but I've had failed attempts to grow the runner beans this year. So I'm possibly going to move them too because they're not doing too well here because the ground is obviously not ready. I put in some sunflowers. They've been nibbled a little bit. That's before I planted them, so I'm not really too bothered. Not too bothered. But I can assure you there's probably slugs underneath the... Yeah. Is that a slug? It looks like one. No. It was actually a seed. So basically this is what I'm doing today. Just going to tidy up my plot. I keep tidying up too much. I think I need to just get sowing, to be honest with you. The colour of these are beautiful. And that deadly thing made me so ill. I keep talking about it, but it looks pretty. But I better get to work. It looks like the mulching is working. Oh, I don't want to touch it all. Oh, look at that. Nice and moist. Exactly what the fig tree needs. I thought I killed it. So, and the mulch is working on the tobacco, as you can see. It's working a treat, actually. And in the bottles we have corn. I think I've put them in too far apart. What do you think? Bit of advice on that one. Nearly tripped over that. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. This is why I don't do live videos, because I like to just crack on with things. Beautiful strawberries. So I'm going to plant out some peppers today, some strawberries. Hopefully the nasturtiums. I've got a lot of potting on basically, but I'll show you what I got done once I've done it. I do need to sort out my potato bed because it's a bit overgrown, and you can see that's where the slugs are going to be hiding right now. But I've tried digging out the weeds, just keeping the grass purely to keep so the ground's got a bit of structure for me to walk on, and I don't keep getting dirty feet, dirty shoes rather. A lot of work. What do I need to do? Tell me. Should I keep sowing seeds for now, tidying up the plot whilst they're growing? Or just keep tidying up the plot? It looks a mess to me. A lot of people tell me it looks like it's organised, but to me it's a big mess. So what do you think? Tidy up or sow seeds? I'd just like to show you how I weed my growing beds. I actually use an onion hoe. It's a very old tool. I think it's an antique, to be fair. It basically knocks them out. It's better than a Dutch hoe. Is that what you call it, a Dutch hoe? So basically, it's so good for knocking out weeds in between. Look, and go underneath. Just knock it all out. Look, let's go along the edge. Obviously, you've got to be very careful not to actually knock the head of your crops that are growing. But it is a frigging good tool. Kind of like, it's not sharp at all. Just gets underneath the seedlings. It's getting a bit hard here because the ground. Oh, look at that lovely bit of grass. There you go. It's so good for things like this. Get yourself one. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. An onion hoe, that's what I think it's called. I can't do it with one hand because I have got a sore elbow, so I'll put the video on and show you. Potato bed sorted using an onion hoe. Cut down the grass on the paths, and they're ready to be earthed up if they need earthing up. Can't remember if they're earlies or mains, but yeah, good job, right? That's all I'm going to do now. I'm not even going to pick up that grass. I'm just going to let it dry out. I'll pick it up later when it's dry. No weeds. Perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sow some peppers in the potato bed, in between or alongside the back here. Not decided yet. I seen Monty Don doing this on Gardener's World a couple of weeks ago. So basically, if you remove the lower leaves of the tomato and you just basically hold it down like that, make sure to lift the top with a little stick, and then just basically, he said just cover the roots. He said, and what happens, the more roots, the more nutrient uptake, which in turn means more tomatoes, higher yield. So I'm going to trial this and see how I go with this. Maybe I should leave the end one untucked to see the difference actually. That's actually what I'm going to do. Just to pull that back out, let it spring back up. That's how it was. Give it a bit more. There you go. So I'm going to leave that one like that, and the rest I've pinned down just to see as an experiment. Totally not advisable, but you know, I did have 53 in here. Don't know if the others are still alive. I mean, I doubt it. Oh, it smells beautiful here. Anyway, so You can see I've dug up some garlic. It is not ready, not advisable. You see that poor worm. I'm going to go and put it in that lush soil over there. I just think that if I put it inside a growing bed that's had manure, it may do a lot better. So hence the reason I'm picking it out of here, putting it in the other bed. And also, you can see the soil, it needs turning over. It's like soil erosion. The water just runs off it.